So I will create one div tag. Okay, let me change the preference. Okay, so I will create one div tag float. So we are looking for the float today, float property of the CSS. So generally, if I put another div, hello world. So I have two div, one div and second div. So if I see this in the design view, so first div is taking the full width and second width is taking the full width. Let's try to put this in one common div. Inside this common div, I have two div. One is called float, one is called hello world. And after this div, I have another div and another div. So now I will give the class to each one. Maybe I'll say my class 1. I will give class to another one, my class 2. I'll give class to another div, my class 3. Or let it be my class 2. So these two have same class because I want to give same properties to these two. I'll create another class called as class my class 3. I will add one beta tag here and I'll give class also my class 4. So I give different 4 classes. So I will create 4 classes here. My class 1, my class 2, my class 3, and my class 4. Okay, so we have 4 classes here and 4 classes here in the div tag. If I split it, you will see, okay, I cannot see this another div here. Okay, here it's there. So I have my class 1, my class 2, my class 4, my class 3. Let's try to give some classes to this div to see how it appears. I'll go to the CSS, try to select the, first I'll select the class 2. I may not give properties to all the classes. I will give the properties to some of the classes which I need to. Okay, so let me give some classes to class 2. I will click edit and I will go to box. In the box, you will see the float. And in the float, we have left, right, or none. So let's try to concentrate on the left first, and it is similar in the right. So if I say float left, so the div, see the hello world div is taking the whole width, and float is also taking whole width. When I say float left to the my class 2, this div, first div will take little space and this second div will come on the top of the side of the first div. So if I say float left, so you will see the first div is taking the limited space, and second div is taking pushing on the right side of the first div. Let's not worry about this another div right now. Okay, let's remove this div for now. Okay, let's remove the class also, all the classes. I will show you the inline CSS, how it works. Okay, let's open this again in the browser. Okay, so I have the first line as the float and second line is the hello world. And I'll go to the console panel, and here when I click the first div, it is taking the whole width. But when I float, property of float is left, you will see the float is taking the minimum space, whatever the width it has, the minimum space, and then the hello world div comes on the top on the right side of the first div. So whenever we give the float property, it floats on the left side because I give float left, and all other div will come on the right side. But if I have another div below the hello world, let's put another div below the hello world 2. Edit this one. So let's say if I have a hello div 2, I will again go to the first line. Okay, this is went up. Okay, we have hello world 2. If I give to the first div as a float left, you will see first div is taking the minimum space. Let me give the width also, width of 100 pixels. The first div is taking the width of whatever it is specified, and it takes the minimum space, and the second div which is on the second line goes on the right side because the first div has the property of float left. Whenever we give the property of float left, second div goes on the top of it to occupy the space after it. So that means the first div is now taking only this space, limited space, and then second div is taking the space after that. But why hello world 2 is not going on the right side of the hello world? The reason is we did not give the float left to the hello world. So that means hello world is taking the rest of the space of the on the browser. So the rest of the width is taken by the hello world. So the hello world 2 cannot come on the right side of the hello world. If I give the float left property to this hello world also, float left, then it will take only the minimum space, which is the text space, and then the next div which is below it goes on the right side of the this div. So this is called the float property, where we give the float property to particular div and another one div come on the right side of the first div. But I don't want this last div to come on the right side. I want this hello world to remain on as it is. So before starting this hello world div, I can write one style sheet that is called okay. Let me give the style sheet again. Float and I will give this to also one. Okay, since BR tag is there, that's the reason it is going. If I remove the BR tag, let's give the style sheet here so that I should not repeat again and again. Let's put this div hello to div below the first div. Now let me refresh it. Okay, so let's write something. Okay, so you will see, let me get the border so you can see exactly what's happening. Let's keep padding and margin also so you can see what's happening. Now if I go here, if I refresh, okay, border is not applied. 2 seconds. So you will see this is the first div which is having the float left. This is the second div which is having the float left. Now I have the BR tag, but then also whenever I am tagging another div below it, it is coming on the right side. So the first div I give the property of the float left. So this hello world comes on the right side of the first div, and I gave the property of float left to the second div also. So it is taking the third div also on the right side of it. Though we only want the first two div because they are inside the same parent, I only want first two div to have the property of float left. I don't want hello world to come on the right side of this two div. So to fix it, we need to give the clear property after all the float which we used. So if I can say style equal to clear. Now, if you have given float left, you can say clear left. If you have given float right, you can say float right. If you have used float left and right both above, you can say float both, clear both. So if I say clear both, that means if even if I use float left or float right, it will clear it before going down. So hello world will come in the next line. It will not come on the side of the first two days. So if I refresh it now, you will see hello world is coming below the first two days. So this is the use of the float left in the practical CSS, that it takes the div and makes it limited width, and the next div which is below it, it will come on the right side of the first div. And this way we can arrange any div as we want. And after we arrange all the divs, we need to use this property that is called BR style clear both. That will clear all the left and right properties which has been used above this tag. Let's say if I have many of this div, and let's say I'm giving the width also, width of 200 pixels each one. If I refresh it now, you will see hello world. Though since the content is of different size, that's the reason it's not aligning properly. If we keep the content about same, or if we give the height, it will give the proper alignment. So here it is hello world, hello world, hello world. When it is coming in the end, it is going down hello world, hello world. So we can arrange the images. Let's say in practical world, we can arrange the images in this fashion, And after all the images are done, we use the clear property to clear all the floats above it so that the new div should come below it. So this is practically used when we have lot of images and we want to arrange it side by side. So we use div with the class of float property left. And if we change it to right, if we keep one left, one right, if we have only two, we can keep one left, one right. It makes sense. So one will go left side, one will go right side. But if we have many, one left, one right will not give the proper results, or you can keep all as a right. Then all will be aligned right side. So it is running on the right side, but the view is same. It arranges all the div, then it goes to the next line, and then it goes to the next line, and we hello world too. If I remove this clear both, and then if I refresh it, this hello world is going to the top. It is not behaving that it should come after all the div. So to make it hello world after div, we use the clear both one. So it will come below all the div. So this is about float left and float right. This is mostly used when we have lot of images. So imagine this, each one is an image and we want to arrange images to show the user. We can use this float left property. Is this clear?
Yes.
Now there is one more property in CSS which, if we use that property, we can avoid this clear property, which we will see tomorrow. So instead of float left or right, we can use one another property, and if we use that property, I can remove this clear both. The new property has come to avoid people using this. This one was very irritating. Everyone was creating float, and to clear the hello world, we need to put clear both. So it was an additional step we were doing every time. So CSS people have come up with a new property which will does the work of float left and clear both together. So it is not for the right one, but it is for the float left and the clear both. So it's a combination of both so that we can avoid this part. That we will do tomorrow. Right now we have only seen that we can use float left or right, and if we have used float left right, we can clear it so that other day which is coming afterwards should be below it, not on the side of it. That is what we use it. So if we want to write in the notes float left or float right. So float left is to make div align on left side, and next div will occupy space after the first div, and right side it will be to make div align on right side, and next div will occupy space before the first div. And we should use BR or style clear left or clear right, or if we have multiple left and right, we can say clear both at the end of all float properties. So if you have 100 properties, you should use after 100 ones. So generally they don't create div with the float left. In practical world, we always create UL tags, and for UL we give li tag, and for each li we give the float of left. So we give style of float left, and we can give same properties whatever we want. Generally, it is used in LI. It's easy to manage rather than putting it in the div tag. We can remove this dot dot sign. Later on, we will remove it. I'll show you how to remove this dot dot sign, which is coming because we have li. So we, instead of using div tag in practical world, you use ul and li tag, which makes little sense, more sense rather than writing two div here. We make it a ul and, sorry, not u, it's a ul, and ul and li tag. It makes a more proper structure. Though you can use div tag also, but some people prefer ul tag. Also prefer ul and li tag. So we saw the float left and right property. We saw the clear both property. Tomorrow we'll see one additional property which is used instead of the float and clear both. So instead of writing two lines, we will write one single one for each div. But we will avoid this br tag, which was, practically in practical there are a lot of elements. So putting this was become very little complicated when we were working with the large application. So they created a new tag, which we will see tomorrow. So that's it for today's CSS. I will, so when I will start the Angular JS or React JS, I will not divide into CSS, JavaScript or PHP backend. We will do 1 hour of purely Angular JS or purely React JS. It will go for a month or 2 months, and we will be doing, or we can do one day Angular, one day React, so that you can get idea of both at the same time. We will start that after we complete the PHP, some of the projects in PHP. So at that time, try to do all 1 hour for Angular, because Angular or React is complicated. If I do only 10-15 minutes, you will not understand properly. So we are done with CSS. Today's CSS. Let's create the JavaScript for today. 6.html. Let's start with the script tag. We have to do three things in the JavaScript today. First thing is using the not. Using the exclamation sign, it is called not. So if I say var x equal to true, then what will be not x? Is it? So we have to see what is the not x. So
False.
false. Not x will be false. So if x is true, not x will be false. But if x is false, and I say not x, it will be true. So if I put x equal to true, I give some value of x. I created some variable x and I say true. So not x will be the false. So since not x will be the false, we won't be able to go inside this if statement, because this should come true so that we can go inside this if block. Now if x is equal to true and I am using not x, that means I won't be able to go inside this curly bracket. But if I make the false x equal to false, and then I will check this condition not x, that means not false, that means true, then I will be able to go inside the if block. So if I say not x, that means x is not x will be, x is false, that means not x will become true, that means I will be able to go inside this block. So I can say not x is true. Let's run this and see in the console.log. Same thing, not x is true because initially I defined x equal to false, that means not x will go will become true and we can go inside this block. And if I say x equal to true, whether I will be able to go inside this block? If x is true, whether I will be able to go inside this block?
No.
No, because not x will become false and I won't be able to go inside this. So I'm not getting it. So not is used when we have true or false value and we want to check not false. That means if it is false, I want to check not false, then go inside this. You will see lot of things, practical thing when you write some big web application. At that time, you will see the practical use of this not variable. Right now, it doesn't make sense. You will say why it will be true and why I should use not x. But in practical world, we use lot of this not sign. So let's put this in the chat and we'll move to the break and continue. So let's move to the break and continue. Let's use first break and continue. Let's use both. Let's say if I have a for loop and for loop starts with x var x equal to 0, x is less than 5, x plus plus. So if I put this one and I will try to do console.log of x, what will be each time? What will be the x each time? First time x will be first time x will be
0,
0.
0,
Second time
1,
1. Third time 2.
2,
Three time, fourth time 3. 5 time 4. So if I run this one, if I go to the console.log, that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But sometimes you don't want to go till 5 times, or let's make it 10. So if I refresh it, it's going to the till 9. But sometimes in practical world, you don't want to go all the 10 times. If let's say at the point of 5, you got whatever you want, then you don't want to continue. Let's say you are searching if x equal to 5, and if you get x equal to 5, you should not go further till the 9. Here we are saying go till 9, but here I'm saying you are searching for x equal to 5, and if you get x equal to 5, you don't need to go further. You are done with the for loop. You should come out of the for loop. So here I can check if x is equal to 5. That means if we reach the 5, or we can say if x is greater than equal to 5, then come out of the loop. Come out of this for loop. I don't want to go for the 6th. So I can say break. Break means come out of the loop. Don't go for 6, 7, 8, 9 and further. If I refresh the page, it is going till 5 because it found x equal to 5. Once it found the x equal to 5, we can say equal also sign. It will be same. I'll show you the result will be same. Once it found the x equal to 5, it is coming out of the for loop. It is not typing 6, 7, 8, 9 and further things. So that means in many times in programming world, let's say you have 100 users in some variable and you want to search for many, and at one point you have got the many and then you don't want to search again further because you got already what is many, then you can come out of the loop. So for the practical field, if we want to convert into practical world, I can create an array. Let's say my array is my r is equal to, I'll create an array and I will put 3 elements in the array. I will say many, array and Kate. If I go to the loop, if I say var x equal to 0, x less than, I can put whatever length is there for my array. I will say my array dot length x plus 2. Now if I do x is 0 position, and in the 0th position we have my r x. So here is the 0th position. I will see what is the name at the 0th position. So let's run this. So it's saying 0th position is many, 1 position is carry, 2 position is cat. Now I'm searching. Let's say I will say search word is equal to carry. That means if you found the carry, don't search further. Come out of the loop. So here I will say if my r of x, my r of x means either many, either carry, either cat. In each case, it is different. So if I'm saying if my rx is equal to this search word, if you found, if you found in this array, if you found this search word, that means I'm checking in each case. I'm checking if many is equal to search word, yes or no, no. Carry is equal to search word, yes or yes, yes or no, yes. If we found equal, then break, then come out of the loop. Don't go further for the case. Now if I refresh it, it's going many, it's going carry, and it is coming out because search word is carry and it found the search word at the second time. When it found the search at the second time, it prints that carry and then it come out of the loop. It does not go further to find the cat. But if I say search word is cat, then it will go to many, carry, and cat. But if I say search word is many, then it will go only the first time and it will not go further. Once it is found, it will come out of the loop. So that means let's make it simple again. I don't want to go for the search now. So if I do for 100, for example, I'm going x to 100 and I say if I don't say anything, it will go to 100. It is going to 100. That is x equal to 99. Here I am saying if x equal to 45, then I don't want to go further. I got whatever I want. Break. Break means it will not go further. It's going till 45. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes, let's say if I'm going to only 10 times. Sometimes, let me print this in the cat and then I'll go further. Sometimes it's 10 only. Sometimes I want to, let's say if I found something, for example, x equal to 5. I found something, but I don't want to go out of the loop. But if I want to say, if I found the x, show something more. I will say console.log, we found x equal to 5. I'm saying if, okay, let's put, to understand the continue, let me put this if condition before the console.log. So I'm saying if I get x equal to 5, or I'm getting, or sign is pipeline to pipeline, I'm getting x equal to 6. So I'm saying that if I find x equal to 5 or x equal to 6, then don't print this thing. I don't want to print this. But for rest of us, I want to print this part. I want to show the console.log. So I'm saying if x equal to 5 or x equal to 6, don't run further. Don't go further. Just loop it with the next value of the x. So what I'm saying, it is looping for 10 times. But I'm saying if x equal to 5 or x equal to 6, or I can say x equal to 2 or x equal to 5, don't print this thing, but go with the next value of x. I don't want to show this. So instead of instead of break, I will write continue. Continue means don't go further, go up with the next value of x. So when it will run first time, x will be 0. So this condition will not meet and we will show it. Then the x will go to the value of 1. When x will go to the value of 1, this condition will not meet and it will not go inside this if clause and it will go further and it will show the console.log. Then it will go further and it will say x equal to 2. It may find the x equal to 2 is true. So it will go to this block and it will say continue. Continue means don't go further, go again with the new value of x. So it will check for x equal to 3, then it will print x equal to 3 because it does not come x equal to 3 here. Then it will go x equal to 4, then it will go x equal to 5. Once it will go x equal to 5, that means it has to run this continue. Continue means go to the for loop again, don't go further. And so it will not display this console.log for x equal to 5 and x equal to 2. It will display this console.log for all the values except this. So if I run this, so it's running for 0, 1, it is not running for 2, it is running for 3, 4, it is not running for 5, it is running for 6, 7, 8, 9. That means whenever you want to skip something and you don't want to go further, then you use continue. In practical world, there may be some things before this is condition. For example, real x value is x. So I'm saying something before continue and something after continue. So before continue will occur all the time, all the 10 times. But all the things after continue will not show for x equal to 5 and x equal to 2. So if I refresh this page, so x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, real x value is showing, but I'm not getting x equal to 2, I'm not getting x equal to 5. So anything before this continue will run for all the cases, but after this continue, it only if it is true, it will not run. But if it is false, that means if it's not going inside here, we will show this. So continue means don't go further, go again in the top and run. Is it clear?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you feel that something is, I may not be able to explain, just tell me so I can explain you in different ways. Okay, let's go now to our, this is all for JavaScript. We did JavaScript break and continue. And we also saw not. Okay, so this is what we did in JavaScript, 3 things. Now let's move to our practical thing. So if I open the notes, what we completed it. So we are done with insert, pagination, browsing, edit, delete. Were you able to do edit part
Yeah.
clearly, or you have some difficulty? How many times you did?
I was able to do it
Yeah.
twice.
Both
And
the ways?
delete.
Delete also?
Yeah.
Okay, so if these two are easy, let's see now the login one. And before login, we will register. Though we have used the register in the insert also, but we will see the real registration now. So let's create a table. Today we create one table, which will be real users table. Though we can use the first table also. Let's see if I can use first table. I have user ID, first name, email, password, date of birth, gender, description, mandatory. Okay, we can use the first table also in the registration and in the login. So let's use this first table again to create the login and registration and logout page. Let's do all these 3 together or more if you get time. So I will create one page that will be called as register.php. It will be same what we did in the insert, but there will be some differences in the register page. So here I will say register a new user, and then I will go into the insert and I will go to the application object. I will go to the insert record and I will use the record insertion from wizard. I will choose the connection. I will choose the table, that is the first table. And after registration, where I want user to go. Maybe I can create a new page called as register success.php. So I will send the user to register success. So right now, I don't want user ID to be taken. First name I can take, last name I will take, email I will take, password I will take. For this demonstration, I don't want to use the date of birth because it's unnecessary. We did already how to do that one in the insert one. Right now, I don't want to take these unnecessary things. So I don't want the access level. So right now, only I want first name, last name, email, and password. Password will be password field, and first name, last name, email, and password is there for the registration. I may put first name below password, and I will put last name also below password. We can also make confirm password, but not with Dreamweaver. We have to write the custom code for that, which I will show you after we are done with Dreamweaver. When we do coding in the PHP, I will show you how to do the confirm password also. But that will be without Dreamweaver. We have to use our own coding. Email, password, first name, and last name. These are the 4 fields for my registration. And once the user registers, I will send the user to registration success page, which I will create just now. I will click OK. And then I'll click this table. I will align it default. And I'll say, okay, so let's make this H1 tag. Let's set title to register new user. Let me create a new file that is called registersuccess.php. And here I will say registration successful. You are successfully registered on our website. Please go to login page to enter into the website. So once the registration is successful, we'll give this message and we'll ask user to log into the website. So this is the register success and this is my register page. Let's check this if it is working fine. I will open it in the Chrome. So here I will put my email, for example, abc@galaxy.com. Before entering our details, I will check if my first table is empty. Okay, I don't have record in the first table right now, so that I can paste it down. So I put my email. I will put some password, PASSWRD. I will put my name. I will put my last name. So there will be other details also like confirm password. If you want, you can add it, but that will be manual editing, not through Dreamweaver. We can add further and we can add more fields, whatever gender, marital status, whatever we want to put, we will put it. And then we will say insert record. You see, the user is redirected to registration successful because user is now entered in our system. Let's see this one. Let's see, browse this one. So I have details of the user. Password is password. I am not concerned with this 4 field now. Created on and access level is member. Let's try to create another user. I will go back and I will try to put same email. Instead of putting different email, I will put same email. So if I put same email, then it should let's say this is different user, but it's same email. he purposely put my email. Okay, he has his own email, but he's putting my email. But now if I say insert record, it is still entering into the database, and I can see the two records with the same email, which is wrong. We should have only one record with one email. Second record which is created, it should not be same email. So we should restrict this email field so that user cannot put same email again. So to restrict it, we have to use, we will go to the server behavior. In the server behavior, we will click plus and we will go to user authentication. And in the user authentication, we will use a check new user. We have to use check new username. When I open check new username, it will ask me which field you want to be unique. Let's say tomorrow you have username, so that is a unique. But in my case, I have only email. Email should be unique. So here it is asking which field should be unique. I will say email, and it's asking if email already exists, where do you want user to send to? I will say register failure. I will create another page, which will say register failure.php. So I will create another failure page. So whenever user will put duplicate email, it will be redirected to this page and user will not be registered with the same email twice. I will say okay. So it's doing some process in the backend and trying to write down the code. It generally don't take so much time, but I don't know why it's taking too much time today. Let me cancel it. Let's see if the code is there or I have to write it again. Okay, now code is there, so it works properly. And you will see a new server behavior is created with the check new username. Now if I open this in the browser, okay, so this is registered page. Let me delete this second record so that I have only one email. So let me copy this email now. So now if I registered with the same email, so before going further, I have to create a page called as register failure so that when user put the wrong email, he should be redirected to this page. Okay, let me create a registration failure page. I think it's hanged kind of thing. Okay, let me restart the Dreamweaver. So I'll go to the register page. Register page is fine. It is all the code. Let me create new page and I will name it as register failure.php. It will be in the basics folder. So here I will say registration failed, email is already taken by someone. Please 1 second. एक मिनट रुक जा. So I will say email is already taken by someone. Please use another email. So I will make it h1 tag. So now if I register with the same email, password can be anything. If I put insert record, it's showing me the registration failed. Email is already taken by someone. Please use another email. And then I'll go back. I will put different email. So I will say insert and then I will get registration successful. That means the email is unique. So in this way, we can check whether the email is unique or not, or username is unique or not. So most probably nowadays people put email as a unique field, and other users can register with the email which should be unique. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So whenever we will make a website, we will make email as a compulsory field, and it should be unique. We can make two fields unique also, but that means again the custom code Dreamweaver will not do automatically. So for now, for some projects, we will use the Dreamweaver functionality. We will make only one field as a compulsory, that will be the email. And later on, when you will learn the PHP coding, you can add the additional logic of making two fields unique or three fields unique or whatever fields unique you can. So right now we will not work on that part. We will only make one field as a unique, that will be the email. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Now let's go to the login part. I will create the login page. I will save it as a login.php. You can see the recording and practice again and again. So I'm going little fast because it's very simple and you will be able to understand it clearly. So for login, I want to make two more pages. One will be the called as login success page, and I want to make also login failure. So tomorrow, if username and password doesn't match, we should send it to failure page. So there are three pages I have created. One is the login, one is the login success, one is the login failure. So in the failure, I will say login failed. I will say email and password does not match. Please go back and try again. So this will be my login failed message. And in the login success message, I will say login successful. You are successfully logged in on our website. Enjoy the website, something like that. So I have one login success, login failure. Now login is the main page, main login is the main functionality which we have to build here. So I will say login page, something like that, whatever you want. So if I have a login page, I need to create the form and I have to define the two fields. One is called the email field, which is needed for my login, and I will name it as email. I also need password field. So Dreamweaver does not create these two fields, you have to create it manually. So it will be password field, and make this password, and then create the submit button. And this submit button, I will name it as login. So first one is the field is email, and second is field called a password, and here is the password, and this is the login page. So once user will put email and password, and if it is matching with the database, that these two, then it will say login successful. It will redirect to login success page. And if it does not matches, these two are not matching, then it will send the user to login failure page. So this one, I will go to server behavior and I will click the plus sign and I will click the user authentication and I will say login user. So once I say your login user, you will see one big form and each one will go through each one. So it's saying form 1. Let's say if there are multiple form on the page, we have to choose which form is for the login. It's asking which is the username field. So you have to say email is my username field. So this is the username field. What is the password field? You have to choose which one is the password field. Then you have to choose which connection. I'll say connection, CONN. It's asking which table. So I'll say first table because I know first table is for login. Now we have to match username column with this email. So in the database, which one is the username column? Can you tell me which one is the username column?
User
Email.
Email. Email is the username column.
email.
So we have to choose email
Oops.
because user will put email here. So we have to choose the email. And which one is the password column in the database?
Password.
Password. Now it's saying if login succeeds, go to which page? I have created the login success page. If login failed, go to which page? I created login failure. So if login is successful, it will go to this page. If login is failure, it will go to this page. Now what is this go to previous URL? Many times you go to some website and it needs login. So I will demonstrate here. Maybe I can open the notepad to explain you what it means. So whenever many times you go into many websites, it needs, let's say the URL is http, for example, facebook.com slash, let's say you are going to my page, for example, many. There's no such page, I'm just giving you dummy. Let's say it's many. You're going to directly this URL, you are putting it in the URL here. But many times this page is okay, this page is not allowed for the user who is not logged in. So this page is very secretive. It is only for members. Is it okay? So this page is very secretive. It is only for members. And you go to the URL which is only for members. So what will the site do? Site will redirect you to login page. That is, put your login details and then only you can access this page. Right now, this is not the this is not the real URL. I will show you some real URL also. But have you seen some kind of website where you go, it is only for members and then it will redirect you to login page, and when you fill your login details, then it redirects you to proper page. What is the proper page? That is the. Have you seen such kind of behavior?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to see if we can get such kind of behavior. Let's say if I go, first I will log in and I will go to any page. Okay, I forgot, I have to see what is my username password. So I don't remember right now, but some websites have this kind of feature. But you got the idea. Let's say
Yeah.
this is the URL which is only for members. Then what will happen if you type this in the URL? You will be redirected to login page, and when you fill the details, it will not go to login success page that you are successfully logged in. Please view the website. It will redirect you to the page which you initially came. Okay, that's the point. But if you come directly to the login page, not this URL, then it will show you the login success page. Okay, you are successfully logged into the. So this is the meaning of this. If you come directly to the login page and you successfully logged in, it will be redirected you to login success page. If you put some wrong email or password, it will redirect you to login failure page. But if you go to some member accessible page only, then it and you are not logged in, it redirect you to the login page. And in the login page, once you fill all details, it will go back to the previous URL which you initially accessed. That is the use of meaning of this go to previous URL. That means if user has come from the secret page, then after login, send back to the secret page. Don't go to the login success page. Go back to the secret page which initially came. Is it clear?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now what is this meaning? Restrict access based on username and password or username password access level. If your website contains some pages which are for general public, anyone can access it. Some pages which are for members only, then you can use this method, username and password. Then use username and password only method. This is the method, username and password. But sometimes your website consists of some pages which are for general public, some pages which are for members only, and some pages which are for admins only. That means we have specific admin for the website. So we want to give permission to only few users who are admins, who are not member. Then we use the second method. Which is the second method? This username, password, and access level. And you have to choose which is the access level in the database. And I created access level here. Do you remember the access level which I created?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is specifically when we want admins to access some pages, members to access different pages, and general public to access different pages. Members can access general public pages also. Admins can access members pages also, general public pages also. Admins can also access only admin pages. Whether members can access admin pages? Yes or no?
No.
No. Whether members can access general public pages?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whether an admin can access member pages?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in this case, members can access general public pages, but general public cannot access member pages. So these are the two distinguished features which you want to, if your website has only this part, then use the first method. But if your website has this method, then use the second method. So since I created access level specifically to work for this kind of behavior, so I will choose the second and I will say access level. So this is the login page information which you have to remember. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
And now we will test it. I will say okay. And you will see a login in user server behavior is added on the page. So first let's test only the simple login. I will put the incorrect username and password first, and then I will see what's happening. So we have abc@mkgalaxy.com, but I will put wrong password. So see, it will go to login failure, login failed. But if I put right password, it will go to login success page. Let's try with the second user. Second user, I will try to put wrong password. It will go to login failed. If I pass correct password, it will go to login success page. Now you won't be able to test the other facilities which I explained you today. That is, go back to previous URL and this access label. For this, we need to make those pages using this server behavior that is called restrict access to page, which we will do tomorrow, not today. But we will do logout page today also. We have the logout user. So we have done login, but now we have to do logout page. So create one new page in the PHP and I will save it as logout.php. And here I will go to the plus sign and I will go to the user application and I will say logout user. So generally, logout user is, uh, you know, in practical world, I don't use this first parameter because it creates the link of logout, and when user click that link of logout, he gets logged out. So generally, this does not happen practical in the practical world. In the practical world, we have template already which has a logout button. So we don't use this first case in any of the practical case. So let's try to put in the second one. That is the page load. Whenever this logout page is loaded, user will be logged out. And once user is logged out, we will send user back to login page. So here we have to say when done, go to which page. So we will choose the login page. So when user goes to the login page, logs in on our website, and then we have a link called logout, and that logout link will send user to this logout page, and in the logout page, whenever the page loads, log the user out and send the user back to the login.php, and I have to click OK, and I will save this. So now I know I just now logged into the website. Now if I go to logout.php, I will be logged out of the website and I am redirected to the login page. You won't see really, oh, how the user gets logged out, I don't understand. But when we will make many pages on the website tomorrow with this functionality called as restrict access to page, you will see login member can access this page, but logged out user will not be able to access this page. So now only remember that there is something logout going on, which practically you cannot see what happens. But when we make many pages which are only for logged in user, you will see that after logout, you won't be able to see those pages. But after login, you will be able to see those pages. Are you getting me? So let's say, if I have A page, B page, C page, all three pages are for logged in user. So when we will make these three pages, and if you log into the page, you will be able to go inside all the three pages. But when you log out from the website, when we click here logout.php, you won't be able to go to any of these three pages. So tomorrow we will do this practically. We will create three pages and we will allow only to the logged in user. And when unlogged in user will come, he won't be able to access it. And then you will see the real power of login page and the logout page. Because internally it's doing login, which you cannot see here properly on the browser. But if I can show you in the code, if you go to the code of login, you will see these two session variables is created. Because of the session variables, I can say that user is logged into our website. And if I go to the logout page in the code view, you will see this session variables are using unset. That means we are clearing these session variables. Since we are clearing the session variables, user will not be considered as the logged in and he will be considered as the logged out. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay. So don't worry about the code right now. This code we will learn in detail when we will do PHP in the coding lesson of the PHP. After a couple of projects we do in the Dreamweaver, we will go with the real coding of the PHP. at that time we will learn exactly what it means. So right now, don't worry about it. Just try to see how to create the logout page, login failure, login success, login, register failure, register success. At least if you do this, we are good to go for now. And later on, you can understand the code when the time comes. So what we are done with this, we are done with this login website. We are done with the register website. We are done with the logout website. So tomorrow I will be doing restrict access to web page. I have few more things to do before we start the project. That is called the master detail page, which we have to do after the restrict access to web page. So after we do tomorrow restrict access to page, we will start with the master detail page. And after master detail page, we will start our website. Now, what is this master detail page? If you go to any website, for example, Redfield, if I go to this website, I search something, for example, San Jose. So you will see this page. This page is called master page. Why this page is called master page? Because we have listings of the website, listings of the real estate homes. Okay, so this is called a master page. So we have to build the master page. And when I click the detail, it's going to the another page that is called a detail layout and different images. So this is called a detail page. So many websites consist of this kind of functionality. That is, we have the master page where we have all the listings, and then we have the detail page where we have a detail of that real estate property. So this is called master detail page. Same kind of concept we will learn, though this is very exhaustively they made it, but we will learn the idea behind these two, how to create this listing page and then how to create the detail page. That is called the master detail page. So we will be doing this master detail page after restrict access to page, and then we are done with the Dreamweaver part and we'll start with our project. Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay. Let's add couple of projects which I thought yesterday night.
Yeah.
So one of the projects which I thought yesterday, I want to give donations many times. Every US citizen want to give donations. Okay. People sometimes give donations to other people. So my concept is, and I don't trust on the Red Cross and other websites, and I don't know where my money is going. I sometimes give to Red Cross, but I don't know where my money is going. I want to donate really to the needy person. So I will be creating a donation website where person will come and he will say about his condition, whether he say or he don't say, but he will say he want donation. Everybody in need of the money. Some people wants money and some want to donate it. They feel that they are getting good deeds from the God if they donate something. So a person will come and he will say, I need donation. So just let's say for education or for treatment, any purpose. Maybe he wants to do some treatment. He will just define for what purpose he needs donation, and then some other person will come like me. He will put his PayPal address also, PayPal address, and some other person will come like me, and I will see, okay, he needs money for education, then I will pay $5 to him, for example. There are other websites also doing the same thing, but I want to build my own kind of thing because this is since we are building, why not to build our own? I will give $5 to him. Let's say he's asking for treatment of $1,000. So I will give $5 to him, and maybe Kerry will come. Kerry will feel okay. He needs the treatment. Kerry will give $10 to him, and Kate will come. She will feel okay. He's not worth more. She will pay only $1. So depend on this, he will get the money from everyone. He we lying, it's okay. But if we feel that he is true, genuine person, we will give it. If we don't feel it, we will not give it. It's depend upon all these users if they want to give donations or not. And because I want to give donation for whenever I feel that if I want to give donation, I should give the real people who are real in need, not the Red Cross Society, which goes the money where we don't know. So, so something, you know, I will be creating this website. Okay, so you have anything in mind, you can also suggest. Do you have anything?
Um,
Mm,
I I have a few. I don't know if they work or not, but I can go over them.
Okay, tell us what is those.
Okay, like the first one would be like if you're having like a get together and you want to put together a shopping list
Okay, your
and
voice is breaking again. Do it again. Tell
oh
again.
sorry. If like somebody's planning a get together and they want to come up with a shopping list.
Okay, get
Um,
together.
and so there's a list of things that could be purchased for the get together, and then a list of like who has allergies, and then a list of like who has health issues, and then like if depending on like the weather, if what type of food is going to be served. Um,
Okay, okay.
I don't know. Does something like that work?
I don't understand the shopping list. Let's say you created a shopping list of, let's say I'm saying sugar and salt. Okay, so this is for you, and how I am going to use it, or whether it's only for you.
Okay, now if so, okay, so there's the shopping list, and if you say sugar and salt, if somebody says, I don't like sugar, I need a substitute for sugar, like I need Splenda versus
Right,
sugar.
right.
And if somebody says they don't want salt, they prefer pepper. Um, so just kind of, if you're organizing a party, like I don't know,
Okay.
a get together or a wedding or something like that.
Okay, so to make it sense, I will ask you the question. Let's say I'm the
Okay.
user. I'm
Hmm.
user. I will log into the website and I will say I want the list for my wedding, for example.
Yes.
And then I will create a list, for example, shopping list for wedding, and then I'll put only sugar, and I will add the members also because they can say that instead of sugar I need Splenda because or I will be able to add only or other people have the access to add this sugar and Splenda. What is that? So
Wait, I'm sorry.
my question is whether sugar and Splenda will be added by me or it can be group of users will be able to add.
Group of user.
Are you getting me? What is my question?
Yeah, I think the group of user can editing the shopping list together, not
Yeah,
together.
yeah, because let's say I will add users, for example, user A or user B, and then these two can access my list, and they will be able to instead of sugar, they will be able to add the Splenda and blah blah something equal or anything. So Carrie, are you there? I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, sorry. I had you unmute. Yes, I'm here.
So what is your idea? Means user will logged in and he will be able to edit all the things, or he will add other users who will be able to add his views choices.
I haven't thought that far in advance. I guess, like if you're logged in, you can maybe there would be like a checkbox, like I want, like a radio button. I want, sugar versus Splenda and equal. Or if you would like sugar or equal but not Splenda, um,
Hmm.
just so that it's easier to create a shopping list.
Okay, maybe we will come back again. I'm not very clear on the details kind of thing. Maybe you can think more and create a document. What you
Okay.
feel, what you want to do.
Okay. It was just an idea. I mean, I didn't know if it was going to work or not.
Okay. And what else? Any other?
No.
Okay. Think on it. I will be also thinking, putting the things here and going on putting the project list, and we will be building one by one all the list. If if we get detailed a good explanation, we can do this also.
So when we come up with ideas, are we really supposed to focus like on the user's experience, or is it, or like, what is your process for coming up with good ideas?
So the problem is, Dreamer will not be able to do all the things which you think, kind of thing, because something need custom coding. Okay.
Okay.
So Dreamweaver can do to limited extent. When we start doing the Angular project or React project, where we will be writing all the code ourselves, and when we do PHP little more coding wise, when we can build anything, then we will, do whatever we want. But right now, we'll build the idea, and I will tell you what features we can disable and what features we can enable, so that we can build a decent website in Dreamweaver. Okay. Later on,
Okay.
we will try to build, Dreamweaver can build 80-90% of websites. 10% is little hard, which we need customization. And in the initial phase, I will show you those customization, how to do those particular customization. So we will try to make it as much feature as possible, which we think of. If it is at all complicated or it takes too much time, then we will try to, make it simple and use the simple feature in instead of the complex one.
Okay.
Once we do one project, you will understand what I mean. So right now we haven't started, so you may be lost what I mean exactly. Okay. So let's start the project, and then you will see how we go. And once we do Angular and React, then we have too much choice. So we give too much user interface to the user, and it's too good to make anything which we think of. So right now, just you think whatever you want to think, and I will try to convert it into Dreamweaver, Dreamweaver framework, and I will try to make everything possible using Dreamweaver, except 5 to 10%, and that we will do later on maybe. Is
Perfect.
it all? Okay, so let's
Yes.
meet tomorrow with more CSS and more this JavaScript. Okay, thank you very much for today.
Thank you.